Welcome back to Midco Sports Magazine. Build Your Base with Beef is a sports nutrition and training program that uses beef as its premier protein. And two of the major players in the program are Susie Geppert, the executive director of the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, and Thane Muntz with the Sanford Sports Science Institute. Thank you guys. We appreciate your support. Thanks for being here, taking some time. Build Your Base with Beef was really a collaboration not that long ago, really, between your two organizations, right? The Sanford Sports Science Institute and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. A lot of words, but how did this come together to begin with?
You know, this process really started in 2017. Holly and I, my dietitian, sat down and we kind of collaborated and came up with an idea and put a proposal together because we knew that beef was such a high quality protein that athletes and people need for that muscle building and recovery. And we thought, well, what would it look like if we turned this into a program? From there, we met with Sanford and came forward with a proposal.
And you guys said, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we're really intrigued. You know, we have a history of supporting athlete health and performance, and working with a local partner and helping to support the egg industry was something that, you know, we thought was really, really interesting and something that we wanted to pursue, and that led to the planning stages. You
talked about the premier protein is beef, and just from a nutritional and a science standpoint, how does that check? It holds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got tremendous nutritional value. It's a whole food, it's a whole protein that's produced right here in the state of South Dakota. It can be part of anchoring your plate for an athlete and really for anybody to provide that high quality protein to support muscle growth and recovery. So for athletes and people who are looking to build their muscles and recover from strenuous workouts, beef certainly has an important place.
I think too, beyond that with this program, one thing that we all agreed upon was that it really needed to be a whole plate nutrition program. So even though beef is that anchor to the plate, we know that every element of the plate is important, whether it's the carbohydrates or any of our other nutrients. So we wanted to make sure that it was that whole plate nutrition program, and that's how we truly designed it.
And you had to get the producers on board as well. Talk about that important part of the piece as well, piece of the whole pie.
I think they valued that in a way, because when you look at agriculture, we're all kind of all encompassing and we all work together, and agriculture plays such a big role to consumers all over the world. So if we could design and develop a program that highlighted that and had beef as that anchor, what a better way to do it.
And then target specifically athlete nutrition, correct? And that's part of the other collaborations you guys have worked on over the years, is with schools and individuals. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah, Stanford has used sports as a way to promote community health and well-being in a variety of ways, so over a number of years. We do that through our facilities at the Sanford Sports Complex and the programs. You think of our athletic performance and our physical therapy programs and our academies, and also through the sports medicine outreach that we do. So that's just part of what Sanford does, is we understand that sports in and of itself has tremendous value in the competition and the fun, but it's also a way of helping people to learn healthy habits and lifestyles. That can be proper nutrition, it can be getting good sleep, it can be being well hydrated, and that helps people to live a healthy lifestyle beyond the playing fields, beyond sports. So this program is really a community wellness program. It's a way to use sports to introduce healthy lifestyles and nutritious lifestyles to individuals, where you've got the athletes, but also the parents, the families, and ultimately the entire communities that are benefiting from this type of a program.
And I think that was important too, because as you look inside that program, it really does work with those family units, and they can go in there and they can find those family meal plans. I remember when I had kids in school and they were those young athletes and everything, it was always that question, well, what are we going to feed them tonight? And so part of the development of this program was, how can we create those easy to use family friendly meals that mom that's busy on the go, or that dad that's busy and on the go, still wants to be able to provide a nutritious meal for their child that's competing at all levels. how can we do that? And so that was one of the main questions that we were asking ourselves as we wrote and developed this.
Yeah, the whole plate analogy works pretty well for all of this. And just finally, where can you go? You've got a lot of partnerships right now with high schools in South Dakota. Universities have come on board. Where do you kind of want to go in the next year or so?
You know, this program continues. I mean, it's always going to be a South Dakota program. I think that's very important to all of us, is that we continue to support our rural communities, our South Dakota communities, our athletes, our universities. That's always going to be a major role to the program. But the program has also found the way to develop itself beyond our borders. We've got several other states that are incorporating it now in their state. It's went to the national level. You know, it was at the Olympic track and field trials here a year ago. We've got our Olympians coming on board. I mean, it's a hard question to ask, because the program is kind of moving itself, and what a better way to do it.
It's grounded in the basic, the fundamentals of good nutrition, good training. So it can be customized to fit that high school athlete, which is where we aimed it originally, and then it's spread to the collegiate athletes and now the elite Olympic level athletes. So it can really be modified to the needs of the athlete and the program, and that's why we've seen the growth and we've seen the interest in it as large as it's been.
All right, thank you guys, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Here's a peek at some of the stories we're working on this season on Midco Sports Magazine.
Being light on your feet is the biggest thing in the bullfighting arena. I'll tell you one thing, it's not fun getting hit by those, so you try to do as much as possible to not get hit.
Running has always been kind of an escape for me. I just know that I can go out there and put down miles and forget about everything.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Build Your Base with Beef Sports Nutrition and Training Program.